Ukraine Army destroys 4 Russian ammo depots in South Operational Zone. Missile troops and artillery units of Ukraine's defense forces carried out on November 2nd nearly 150 fire missions and an airstrike against an enemy manpower and equipment cluster. This was reported by Operational Command South, according to Ukrinform. It has been confirmed that 8 Russian servicemen were killed. Ukraine's forces also destroyed 2 main battle tanks, a Grad multiple rocket launcher, an IMR-1 barrier engineering machine, 9 armored vehicles, 4 ammunition depots, and the Bashtanka and Beryslav districts, 6 railway tank cars with fuel. In addition, a main battle tank, 5 armored combat vehicles, a Grad MLR system, and a D-20 towed howitzer were damaged. Other losses of the Russians are being verified. Throughout the day, the occupiers inflicted fire damage on the positions of Ukrainian units, employing warplanes, attack drones, anti-aircraft guns, barrel artillery, mortars, and tanks. The enemy 4 times used aviation to attack Ukrainian positions and surrounding settlements along the front line. Also, over the past day, the occupiers fired 20 Grad salvos at the recently liberated Tryfonivka. The attack brought no casualties. Overnight Thursday, the Russians attacked an energy infrastructure facility in Dnipropetrovsk region with a kamikaze drone. No casualties were reported. The Russian naval grouping in the Black Sea consists of 7 ships, including a large landing craft and a surface-to-air missile carrier with 8 caliber cruise missiles on board. Ukraine repels enemy attacks near 12 settlements. Over the past day, units of Ukraine's defense forces repelled attacks by Russian troops in the areas of Makiivka, Nevsk, and Bilohorivka in Luhansk region, Verkhnokamiansk, Spern, Bakhmut, Maersk, Pervomaisk, Novomykhailivka, Vodian, Pavlivk, and Prechestivka in Donetsk region. That's according to a morning update by the General Staff, Ukrinform reports. The enemy is trying to hold the temporarily captured territories, focusing efforts on restraining the actions of Ukraine's forces in certain directions and undertaking offensive efforts in the Bakhmut, Avdiivka, and Novopavlivka directions. The enemy is shelling Ukraine's positions along the contact line, carrying out border fortification works in separate directions, and conducting aerial reconnaissance. The Russians also continue to strike critical infrastructure facilities and civilian homes across Ukraine, violating international humanitarian law, laws, and customs of war. Over the past 24 hours, the enemy has launched 3 missile and 24 airstrikes, as well as over 80 attacks using MLR systems. Areas around more than 20 settlements were hit by the Russian occupiers. Among them are Kupiansk in Kharkiv region, Kremenchuk in Poltava region, Nevsk in Luhansk region, Vodian, Volodar, Krasnohorivka, and Nevelsk in Donetsk region, Smyla in Cherkasy region, Nova Kamianka in Kherson region, and Ternovsk-Poti in Mykolaiv region. The threat of new strikes and drone attacks persists, including from the territory of Belarus. The situation in Volyn and Polishcha directions saw no significant changes. Belarus continues to support Russia's armed aggression. Russian occupation forces continue the forced evacuation of the population in the temporarily captured territories of Zaporizhia and Kherson regions. Residents of settlements along the left bank of the Dnipro River from Velika Znamyanka in Zaporizhia region to Nova Kakhovka in Kherson region are all subject to it. The occupiers are looting hospitals in Ola-Pristan, taking ambulances and equipment to the town of Skadovsk. In the temporarily occupied territory of Luhansk region, the Russian occupation forces continue to exploit the civilian population as human shields. Thus, according to available reports, in the town of Svatov, the invaders deploy their units in schools and factories, while the locals are forced to work and bring children to school despite ongoing shelling. According to the update, up to 60 Russian servicemen were eliminated in the village of Przashatrivniv, Mykolaiv region, and up to 50 were wounded in the village of Vasilivka, Zaporizhia region. Ukraine's Air Force delivered 21 strikes on enemy forces in the past day. Weapons and equipment clusters, as well as the position of the enemy's anti-aircraft defense systems, were hit. Air Defense Forces shot down 10 Shahid-136 one-way attack drones and an Orlan unmanned aerial vehicle. Units of Ukraine's missile and artillery forces hit 5 enemy manpower and weapon clusters, 2 ammunition depots, and 3 other important military targets.